We got a situation out here in these streets when it comes down to friendships, as I was talking about earlier. We have a woman who receives her sentence after killing her best friend's daughter. And I'm guessing by mistake on purpose. Here we go.
Begin this noon with new information. A Liberty woman is going to prison for killing her best friend's 13-year-old daughter. Shamara Green was sentenced this morning to at least 7 years by Judge Kirschbaum. In September, she pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter for killing London Jones. The girl was shot last May during a block party in Youngstown. Police said Green was on Carroll Street arguing with someone, then pulled out a gun and fired several shots. London was standing on the sidewalk when she was hit. The victim's mom says she cries every night, wondering when the pain will stop.
To know my baby was to love her. Her smile would brighten up a room. The love she gave, you could feel from miles away. I hurt much as they hurt, and that.
She says she hurt as much as they hurt. So she's comparing herself to the mama. I hurt as much as they hurt. And shout the baby out for having her real, though. How, baby?
I could change it that day. I would love to change it. It's not that I don't go about that. I think about, what had happened.
Real tears, though.
Judge Kirschbaum said he does not understand why people use guns to solve fights because everyone loses in the end. Dynasty Jones, London's sister, also said her life has been shattered since London's death. Coming up on First News at 5, we'll hear from her and the judge.
We'll hear from her and the judge. Let's go to the next video. Let's see what happens.
I know I can't change it, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay.
An emotional apology in a Youngstown courtroom today has a
She really don't want to go to jail. That baby really don't want to go to jail.
Woman is sentenced for killing a teenage girl. Good evening. I'm Lindsay Watson.
And I'm Samantha Bender in for Dave Sess.
That shooting happened back in May, but months later, the pain is still very real for all of the people involved in this tragic case.
First News morning anchor Anna Marsick brings us the emotional statements from court.
No more graduations, no more birthdays, no more holidays, no more anything.
A courtroom filled with emotion as 29-year-old Shamara Green was sentenced to 7 to 9 years in prison for the May 19th shooting death of 13-year-old London Jones.
I know I can't change it, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You bear the responsibility for that. Someone is injured. You can't call that an accident. It's an intentional act because you know what a gun can do.
Green pleaded guilty in September on charges of involuntary manslaughter. Police say she was at an outdoor party on Carroll Street arguing with someone, then pulled out a gun and fired several shots. London was just standing on the sidewalk when she was hit.
I hurt much as they hurt.
I hurt much as they hurt. I just keep stopping it right there. I hurt much as they hurt. I slap fired that hit. What do you mean you hurt worse than the parent hurt? I don't even much understand. No, the child was 13. The child was 13, y'all. This shit don't even make no doggone sense.
And that if I could change it that day, I would love to change it.
Yeah. And this is why I be trying to tell y'all. For one, Willie say hush. For two, control your damn emotions. For three, stop just randomly shooting because you don't think that you're going to be held accountable. Because a whole bunch of y'all do believe that brandishing weapons and talking slick just because you have a weapon on you give you the right to be talking slick out here. And then when shit go down and you and you have not been to the range or none of that shit right there to know who the hell you shooting, maybe you shouldn't even have the gun.
It's not that I don't go about that. I think about, what had happened.
Dynasty Jones, London's sister, says this death shattered her, and it hurts even more because Green was so close to their family.
We loved you like you was ours, but I don't think you cared and you loved us like we loved you. I don't think you cared about me or London when you pulled that gun out and started shooting at me. I feel you didn't care whose lives was in your hand at that moment. My baby sister was out there.
Like, I talk to them kids every day. Like, I see them kids every day. I want to see them all the time. I picked them up from school. Like, they was my own.
London's mom says her daughter was uplifting and had a bright soul.
To know my baby was to love her. Her smile would brighten up a room. The love The love she gave, you could feel from miles away.
In Mahoning County, Anna Marsick, WKBN.
Say she was holding the gun sideways. That's a possibility because these fools don't be knowing how to shoot. They don't be knowing how to shoot. Now, I'm going to say one thing. I don't think she meant to kill the 13-year-old. But, you know, things happen when we just randomly shooting outside because we arguing with people. I really do not think that she meant to kill a child. No. Just in my mind. And she's actually crying more than I see mothers cry for their children that just been killed. And that's crazy.
Was just standing on the sidewalk when she was hit.
I hurt much as they hurt. And that if I could change it that day, I would love to change it. It's not that I don't worry about, that I think about, you know, what had happened.
Dynasty Jones, London's sister, said.
Yeah, typically we think about things after the fact, and for some reason we don't think about things before the fact. We don't do that what if. What if I say this out my mouth? What can possibly happen? We don't think that far. We only think about something when we is being held accountable. That's when we typically be thinking it through. Oh my God, what did I do? You should never be in that position to be like, oh my God, what did I do? Because if you ever do that right there, what did I do? Why did I do that? That means that you did not think it through before the situation happened. So you failed yourself.
Says this death shattered her, and it hurts even more because Green was so close to their family.
We loved you
She was just like an auntie.
like you was ours, but I don't think you cared and you loved us like we loved you. I don't think you cared about me.
You see, I would have jumped on her in the courtroom, especially after she said that she hurt like I hurt. Nah, let me show you, babe. I'm trying to tell you. You can't just say that in court.
Here Monday when you pulled that gun out and started shooting at me. I feel you didn't care whose lives was in your hand at that moment. My baby sister was out there.
Like, I talk to them kids every day. Like, I see them kids every day. I want to see them all
Trying to get leniency.
the time. I picked them up from school. Like, they was my own.
London's mom says her daughter was uplifting and had a bright soul.
Mama look like she pregnant.
To know my baby was to love her. Her smile would brighten up a room. The love she gave, you could feel from miles away.
In Mahoning County, Anna Marsick, WKBN 27 First News.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Watson. Thanks for watching.
Damn shame. Damn shame with somebody close to you. You know, tragedy strikes, tragedy happens, and it goes to hell. In my mind, there is a large majority of people who don't think it through, who don't even think. And a lot of times because we don't use logic. Logic is a big problem. Logic is lacking in a lot of people, but especially in females. Females is more emotional. As we know, men is typically more logical than females. So what I just said don't make me misogynistic. You can't use the word wrong because I don't hate you, bitch. I don't hate you, babies. I like monkey. I don't know who. I'm just trying to tell you something. All I'm just saying, y'all just ain't thinking it through. And things like this happen, and then luckily she's being held accountable. Luckily she's being held accountable because typically they're not being held accountable. Facts. Moving right along. I ain't gonna eat much hope.